What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ review. I got to see The Bride in theaters. It's Maggie Gyllenhaal's new feminist take on The Bride of Frankenstein. And I think this is one of those movies that I'm supposed to like. Like, the critics are going to love it. And a lot of cinema nerds are going to love it. A lot of progressives are going to love it. I think it's one of those movies that as a theater fan, as a cinema fan, and as a theater fan, as a fan of art, I'm supposed to like this. I didn't. And that's not to say that I didn't like everything in it. There's stuff in this to like. Guys, this movie looks beautiful. I mean, clearly Maggie Gyllenhaal has an eye for staging a scene. She has an eye for set design. She has an eye for costumes. She has an eye for, she has an eye for making a movie look very, very nice. Very, very professional, very, very polished. And this movie looked polished the entire runtime. It was a beautiful looking movie that had one of the stupidest plots I've ever seen in my life. The first thing that they did, and this, I'm going to keep this pretty spoiler free, but the first thing that they did was they decided to make Jessie Buckley, the actress who plays the bride, they decided to make her play two roles. Two characters in one body. It was an odd decision that did not work at all. And I feel like this was like Maggie Gyllenhaal's way of like trying to underscore the feminist themes, not just in this, but in the original Frankenstein stories. And it just didn't work. Like, it was stupid. It wasn't confusing either. It was pretty obvious when she was playing one role and when she was playing the other role, but it was stupid. I watched it and I was like, that was a stupid decision. I think that's dumb. And it was stupid. Christian Bale's Frank was just a really weird take on the character also. I felt like Frank was there was definitely some conflicts in the way he presented his character. There was definitely some tone issues with the way he presented his character. Sometimes Frank was scary. Other times Frank felt kind of comedic, kind of hapless even. Second fiddle to the bride. Now, obviously it is the bride's movie. The bride is a take on the Bride of Frankenstein, but just very second fiddle and very hapless. So just a very uneven performance as far as tone is concerned, as far as what Christian Bale did with Frank. And I'm not saying it was all bad, but it definitely threw me a few times. I was like, okay, is that consistent with what happened earlier? So, in short, let me just say, this movie looked good. But I think Maggie Gyllenhaal was just trying to do too much here. I think she was trying to do too much. I think she was trying to tell the story of the bride, but I also think she was trying to tell the story of, to some extent, and I hope this doesn't go too into spoiler territory here, but to some extent, I feel like she was trying to tell the story of Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein. And she wanted this to be a feminist movie, but it did not feel... There was even parts of this that felt anti-feminist. It was just a weird tone. A lot of weird creative decisions made here. And other than looking good, the movie just didn't work for me at all. And I was never bored. It was just stupid. I was never confused. It was just stupid. The bride is stupid. Maybe you'll think differently. Maybe I'll be in the minority here. I'm sure I'm going to be in the minority of the critics. This is the type of movie critics are going to devour. But it was stupid. All right, guys, that's my take on The Bride. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. While you're down there commenting, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.